Welcome to LT Vegan Living. So what we're going to be doing is an apple pie, sort of like experimenting. It's a lot like my other apple pie, except for that what I did different is I use a mandolin. This is the Chef NB mandolin. That looks like this. And I slice the apple really thinly. And so that they don't turn, I put it in a little bit of lemon juice on the top of them. We're going to put this together really quick. All right, so we're going to get started. Simple, easy apple pie, just a different way of making it.
Welcome to LT Vegan Living, a whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Now, if you saw my apple pie last time, nothing has really changed. It's still going to require apples. In this case, I'm using red and green apples. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I buy this at Sam's Club. This is Spice Island pumpkin pie spice. 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt. 3 tablespoons, this is Bob's Red Mill cornstarch. You're going to need, the difference I'm doing is instead of using vegan sugar, I'm using vegan brown sugar, about 1/2 cup. You're going to need to zest the entire lemon and then use the juice of that lemon over your apples. Of course, you're going to need your pie crust. You can either use a self-made one, or if you're lucky like me, you have a wife that made the crust for you. Alright, so we're just going to assemble this real quick. So since the apples are already in here, we're going to blend all the spices and cornstarch and that in here. Then we're going to add this to the apples. But first I have to show you how I managed to slice these apples. I'm going to bring the camera closer. We're just going to do 1 or 2 apples and that's it. Alright. So what I've done is I've already prepared some apples. So this one, for example, is peeled. This one is partially peeled. We're going to do the bottom half. It's very important that you be careful of your fingers there. See how they're sliced? Then what you do from here is you take either paring knife. I'm just going to use scissors. Don't want to eat that. I'm going to cut them in half. You're going to put them in your bowl. What I do for the edges, I just simply get the edges too. In this case, it's going on the counter. If you have a large plate, you're better off. Now, some of them have these little hats, and what you can do is you can grab this, poke it in, you poke it out, like this, you pull it out and you push this in, and then you can use that so that you don't slice your fingers. Okay, so we're going to do a red apple. These are small apples. That's it. Over here, we're going to do the other apple, green apple. And then you flip them over, you grab them like a stack of them, and you cut them in half. Just do it here so you can see what I'm doing. And why do you want to cut them in half? Okay, if you have a full apple slice, this is a pretty good example here. What we're going to be doing is stacking the apples. They're going to be over. Well, if you have half a slice, it's going to be just perfect. going to be half of the crust. That's why we're cutting it in half. Once you do this, then what you do right away is you douse it with a little bit of juice from the lemon because you don't want it to turn brown. Okay, now we're just going to create our mixture for the apples. This is the end of that. Okay, the next thing you need to do is we have to blind bake the crust. So we're going to turn on the oven at 350 degrees. And we're going to blind bake the crust for 5 minutes. So when it turns on, it beeps and tells me it's ready. We're going to put the crust in. It won't be long, let me tell you. Okay, now we're going to add, this is going to be what's going to go on top of the apples. So according to our we're going to put in the pumpkin spice, the salt, the cornstarch, the half a cup of brown sugar. Then we're going to zest our lemon. And what you do is the rough parts over here, you gotta make sure the stickers are off. You know, the commercials, companies always put stickers on it. This just takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth the extra. We're not going to put the juice of this lemon in because it's already in the apples. Then we're going to add this to the apples, like so. And we're going to mix it in. Now you don't have to use your hands, but mine are clean. Mix them all in. These guys too. And you can tell there's more than just one crust here. So I'm going to probably use whatever doesn't fit in the pie shell in my morning breakfast. Okay, once you do that, you're going to wait until you finish blind baking your pie shell, and then you're going to put this in the pie shell. So we're just going to wait for that to come out of the oven. Okay, so the oven just rang, so we're going to open it up. Got a pan already at the bottom. Not that we're going to need it, but anyway, we're going to put this in for 5 minutes. Center of the oven. Now we're going to set our timer. For us, the timer is on the microwave, which makes it real easy. Now, in the prior video, the apple video, I pre-baked it for 15 minutes. And we learned that a combination of the time that we put in was too much. It kind of burned the pie a little bit. We didn't want that. So this time we're trying it slightly different. The noise you hear in the background is my 2 fur babies playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the timer real quick. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We're going to pull it out, let it cool, and we're going to start assembling the pie. And all it is instead of being quarter pieces of apple pie, it's going to be slices. So it's going to be a really tight slice, similar to this one here, which I've done in this ramekin here, really small. Like this. All right, so now we turn off the alarm. And we get some, and then we pull it out. Got a nice globe to it. I'm going to move it towards the front where we're going to assemble our pie. Next we're going to do is we're going to move this to 450 degrees. So to do that, I have to turn it off. So off and bake, 450, start. So now what we have to do is assemble the pie. Really fast, really simple. Toss it in the oven. Super easy. Okay, so now we're here. We waited a few minutes. Just a matter of grabbing each piece of apple and building it. It's a little bit different than when you have a quarter pieces because you can put them in a lot faster. Pour the rest of this on top. There's your brown sugar. We put it in for 10 minutes. Switch around here. Set the timer. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. We turn off the alarm. And we turn off the stove, the oven. We turn off the oven because we're reducing it to 350. Okay, 350. Start. Instantly it's there. And you don't have to check it, but we're looking at it right now. Now I'm going to set from what I see already, it's pretty well, looks like it's cooking really good. Just for fun, what I've done, I've added some cute little leaves and we're going to put those on right now. We're going to take these leaves I just created and we're going to put it on the edges. Hopefully I made enough. This was just pie dough that was left over. And I cut it in the shape of leaves. And I used a fork to get the edges of the leaf. Use one more. Just wipe that one over here. Put it on this side. It's called leaf management. Then we're going to put it back in. And we're going to close it up. And we will see you
55 minutes.
So I just pulled the pie out and I'm going to show it to you. Okay. That's what's in. But if you tasted or even tried my last apple pie, I'm sure it'll taste a lot like it. Thanks a lot for watching and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye-bye now.
If you like what you see, subscribe. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up.